Spiky Cross. Hi, my name is Anna.
And I'm Peyton.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are welcoming new members of our Woolen family, and Drippin is debuting with their music video, Nostalgia.
So, if you have been following this channel since the beginning, basically, you would know that we are very avid followers of all Woolen groups, to be completely honest, ever since Infinite. So, Drippin is debuting today. There are 7 members in this new boy group, and 6 out of the 7 of them were on Produce X101, and then the last one was their maknae, Peyton's new German child, but we'll get to that at the end of the video. Anyways, we've obviously watched the teasers, and let's just go.
Let's go.
Also, I forgot to say, we're still working on names to phases. We'll get there.
We're working on it.
We'll get there.
I'm gonna have to watch the beginning again. It reminds me of something.
He's the one that was in X1, right?
Jinho.
Classic techno Woolen. Classic.
I'm sure they have the dance style too. Yep.
Oh! Wait, that
like
was
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh? Why are there zip ties on the flowers? Does it have something to do with the lyrics? Yeah, I haven't been. Oh! Like the string of fate! But it's not red, it's yellow. The flowers were yellow.
Yellow's the color of... If you give someone yellow flowers, it's the color of friendship. Like, it means friendship. I don't know if that means anything for this.
Sentimental section snapping.
That sort of, formation
And then the
has been in a lot of Woolen dances recently. Like that section.
The choreographers.
Yeah, I wonder who their choreographer is.
Classic build-up.
I
Oh, I
really like that line.
The space in between, right?
Yeah.
No. What is happening? Sorry, the laws were just really cute. What the?
Oh, our babies are so cute!
As they're dancing intensely with all black.
Yep.
Oh, I like the bass line in the background is really cool. Oh. Oh. I was gonna say, it went a different place than I was expecting, but it makes sense because the classic dance break.
Dance break, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Did they pick him up off the ground?
I like how they lay the harmonies into that.
Okay, so let's just go ahead, get it out of the way. They have the iconic Woolen, very synchronized dance style, lots of footwork, lots of arm movements. It's so Woolen, and I did watch the live stage from their showcase, but I didn't even need to confirm it. You can see it in the music video. And honestly, I love that because that's one of the big reasons that I love the Woolen groups is that dance style, so very happy. So we kept saying in the reaction, the melody, that part, I really liked that part, and I really like the hand gesture that they do there that I can't remember now. It's melody, and I can't tell if it's they're playing something or if it's Korean Sign Language. I'm not familiar with that. It might be. I didn't have time to look it up, so I'll have to look into it later if there's significance to it. But either way, it was just like a very memorable moment. Like, even when I won't remember the rest of the specifics of the dance, like I will remember that part. But then it leads into the chorus. At the end of the chorus, when they're doing the la 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 part, I really liked the dance moves that were there. You can see it in the music video. Their feet are doing more staccato movements out and in, but their shoulders are rolling the whole time, and it's such a nice movement to watch because when they're tapping the floor, their feet are matching the beat, but their shoulders are following the laws that they're singing, and it was just such a cool moment. I was like, wow. And that leads into my next comment, which is that I felt like even in the music video, you could see that for a rookie group, they already have a really developed sense of musicality, which I think comes from the dancing style that they've been trained in. Like, you can tell it's a byproduct of their technique, but they followed the music very well. Also, they had the iconic Wolim dance break, and I was like, yay! Another thing I've noticed in a lot of group dance breaks that they've been doing a lot recently is a lot of formation changes, and you can see that a little bit in the music video, so I was like, okay, cool. But the end of the dance break in the music and the reaction, I was like, wait, did they pick him up? I'll have to check. And so I looked at it again. They do pick him up, and he like curls in on himself at the end of the dance break, which I thought was really cool because first of all, they're all holding on to him, so it reminded me of like the string motif of how they're all connected. But also because he's curled in on himself, I was like, it's like the little like flowers that were zip tied together, and then he's like bursting out for the last chorus, and I was like, is he letting go of something? I didn't have a chance to read the lyrics, so I don't actually know. But that was the interpretation that I got from the dance. But yeah, I mean, I really liked it. And with that, it is Anna's turn.
Some of my comments are also gonna like mention Wolim things. So like my first comment is literally classic Wolim with all their layered techno synths. And like it's so true, but also before we watched this, I was telling Peyton, I was wondering how are they going to develop like a distinct sound for Drippin'? Because, you know, there's only so many different ways and distinct sounds that you can make while having like the techno synth. And like obviously you can't set a distinct sound just from like the debut because this is their only release, but you can still see like how it is distinct from like the most recent stuff that you've been getting from Wolim from the other groups. Maybe it's because the song is also called Nostalgia, but the techno sounds that they were using gave a very like retro feel to it. Sometimes it felt like moments of the song were verging on like disco. Throughout the whole song, there's a lot of like those very high-pitched synth sounds that like echo, have a lot of reverb to it, and to me that makes me think of like the dream-like disco. And then also though, in the chorus, they have those like electric guitar synths that are really rhythmic too, and not gonna lie, that's what made it feel more retro to me, because I've heard that a lot in like older Infinite songs. I'm like thinking of History.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not like, oh, this is like too old retro. It would still have like modern elements to it as well. So like one thing that's very distinctly like modern K-pop, and also just like pop songs in general, the build up, obviously they did like the making it double time, counting the beat during the pre-chorus and all that, but then the silence before the chorus drop. One thing that's been happening in K-pop a lot is during the silence, they have like the spoken phrase that's the killing point, and that was the melody that Peyton talked about. We also mentioned in the reaction. Obviously, it's like the killing point because it's highlighted right before the drop, and because everything else is completely cutting out and is completely silent except for that person. But also, we both really like the way that they said it. The diction was just really interesting because the word melody, you could just say melody, but instead each syllable was very distinct. It was melody, and I think it works really well with the rest of the song, having like the syllables very distinct, because it keeps up the upbeat feeling that the rest of the song has had. I don't want to say it's like bouncy, but it also is kind of bouncy, because it's not bouncy where like they're completely off the ground, but there is sort of a feeling to it where you're like bopping. And another thing that adds to like that bouncy bopping feeling is, I mentioned it, the bass line that you hear. It comes in for the first time I think during the chorus, but it's really groovy and it's very syncopated. It makes me think of like, sometimes you'll see videos of bass players or like guitar players in a band where they're like playing the bass and they're like it's like that feeling. I can't describe it eloquently, but
I got you.
Thank you. One of the lessons that I wanted to say was the bridge. Whoever sang the ending line, I looked it up, I think they said it was Hyup. It wasn't like a super intense high note, which makes sense because that wouldn't suit the song. But the transitions between the breaking points of his voice were really nice. And I really liked it. It was really good. All of their voices in general, from what I can hear from this one song, have very nice tones. Their tones work together very well. Even the rappers too. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I also feel like a proud mom, which makes no sense. But would you like to TLDR us out, Peyton, and also leave a short message for your German child?
Okay, so TLDR is Drippin made their debut. The Woollim fam just got 7 people bigger, and we're so happy. We feel like proud moms for whatever reason. We both liked the song and are excited to see what they do in the future, and we're happy to see both the iconic Woollim elements in the song and dance, but also how they had started to already make it their own with their sound and their choreography, so that was exciting. And then yeah, Anna told me yesterday that I was going to do this and I thought she was joking, but we have a joke that all of the German K-pop idols are automatically my children. So I will say just to Alex, herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Debüt, Alex. Viel Glück. I lost my German accent apparently, so that sucks.
But yeah, we're very proud and you're excited to see what happens. So that being said, if you enjoyed this video and have also been very excited for Drippin's debut and are excited about the expanded Woollim family, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and bye!
Auf Wiedersehen.